Alright, time to run down another week of football. Is week 8, and these are the results. Starting with the 8 games out of 13 that Madden and I agreed on. So here we go. Starting with the Green Bay Packers and the New York Jets. It was a tough one to call. Madden and I both went with the Jets. Madden by a score of 20-17. Final score, though, was a 9-0 Green Bay win. So no points there after one game. Moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Dallas Cowboys. We both picked Jacksonville, but basically because Dallas has been doing something in the bed lately. And Jacksonville did win the game. Madden picked them by a score of 20-13. Jacksonville won much more handily. It was 35-17. So after that game, we're at 1 each. Let's go to Miami and Cincinnati. We both picked the Bengals to win. Madden by a score of 27-24. Unfortunately, it was the Miami Dolphins that won by a score of 22-14. So we're still at 1 each. Moving on to Buffalo and Kansas City, we both picked Kansas City to win. Madden by a score of 27-23, and Buffalo at least has been pretty good at getting games to overtime lately. This is their second straight one, even though they still haven't won a game, and this week was no different. Kansas City won the game by a field goal in overtime, 13-10. So we're at 2 each. Moving on to the newly mossless Minnesota Vikings and the possibly soon-to-be moss-full again, New England Patriots. We both picked the Patriots, Madden by a score of 28-21. Actual score was not that far off. It was 28-18 for the Patriots. And you can make it 3 each for us. Seattle and Oakland. Tough one to call. We both went with Seattle. Madden by a score of 29-14, but I don't know what's in the water in Oakland lately. Because, yeah, they're Oakland Raiders, honestly, are really starting to pick it up. I can't put my finger on it either, but they beat Seattle very handily by a score of 33-3. So no points for us there. And the last two we agreed on were the marquee games, the Sunday night and Monday night games. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the New Orleans Saints. We both picked New Orleans to win that one. Madden by a score of 27-10. It was not too far off. It was just a touchdown short. It was 20-10 for New Orleans. So after that, you can make it 4s. And finally, the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts, played on Monday night. And Madden and I both picked the Colts by a score of 20-19. And once again, Indianapolis won. It was by a score of 30-17. So those are the 8 games that we agreed on, and after those 8 games, we are at 5 apiece. Moving on to the Wembley Bowl, the Denver Broncos. I'm getting all these teams mixed up today. Denver Broncos and the San Francisco 49ers played in England on Sunday. And I picked Denver to win this game. Madden picked San Francisco to win by a score of 27-20. And, there was no real home advantage in that game, even though San Francisco was a technical home team. There wasn't really a home team, so. But it was San Francisco that won the game, 24-16. So Madden moves up on me 6-5. Move on to the Carolina Panthers and the St. Louis Rams. I picked St. Louis to win. Madden picked Carolina by a score of 31-22, and the winner of that game was St. Louis by a score of 20-10. So you can make it 6-all. So let's move on to Washington and Detroit. The famous Donovan McNabb benching game. So I picked Washington to win that game. Madden picked Detroit by a score of 20-16. And did not go so well for Washington. The decision to bench Donovan McNabb in the last 2 minutes backfired. So ended up in another Detroit touchdown, which made it a very handy 37-25 Detroit victory. So Madden goes up on me 7-6. Next game we'll look at is Tampa Bay and Arizona. I picked Tampa Bay. I'm finally starting to trust them. That their season's not really a fluke. And Madden picked Arizona by a score of 32-7. Arizona actually scored more than 32 points. Bad news for them was Tampa Bay scored more than that. It was a 38-35 victory for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, with one game left to look at, it's 7-all. And that game is the Tennessee Titans and the San Diego Chargers. So my pick was Tennessee. Madden's pick was San Diego by a score of 26-16. So the winner of the week between Madden and myself hinges on this game. And the winner of that game was San Diego. 33-25, which means Madden wins week 8 by a score of 8-7, sorry. By a score of 8-7. So, where does this put us stand? At the beginning of the week, I was at 57. Madden was at 56 in total games picked. So, by adding 8 to Madden's total and 7 to my total, we're tied, folks. After 8 weeks, it is 64-64. So 9 more weeks will determine the winner of the season. And, yeah, I'm really kind of jonesing for a win here. So let's see if we can make it happen in week 9. Again, 6 teams are taking the week off, including the 2 teams that played in England this week, Denver and San Francisco. The other 4 teams are Jacksonville, St. Louis, Tennessee, and Washington, taking the week off. So again, we have another slate of 13 for week 9. Take a look at what's going on. The 2 teams that are atop the NFC South right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons, both at 5-2. They play this week at Atlanta. The annual Toronto game in Buffalo, Chicago and Buffalo. What else we got? Miami plays Baltimore. Let's see. We got the New York Giants at Seattle Seahawks. The first and second place teams in the AFC West, which are surprisingly Kansas City and Oakland, they play each other. Indianapolis plays Philadelphia. And as for the marquee games, we have Dallas and Green Bay on Sunday night, and Pittsburgh and Cincinnati on Monday night. So there's a quick preview of Week 9. I'll have the picks for you in a couple of days. Until then, I will see you, and let's hope I start picking better. I don't want to be beaten by a video game. It doesn't make me happy. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.